Hi, it's Dr. Jen and welcome back to Celebrity Review. So I just want to tell you that I don't look at these beforehand. Nick, we pulled the people's names from the comments below and he just pulls them up and I just do it as soon as I see them, just so you know. So Bella she blew up all over social media for the fox eyebrow. But let's go in order. Okay, we'll start with the forehead. So she has a good forehead. She's angled a little bit down in her after picture, so it doesn't look as long as it does here, but normal forehead. But more importantly, let's talk about her brows. Okay, you guys, she was already famous, but she was all over social media for the fox eye. So you guys see how her eyebrow here, it goes kind of flat like this. So you know how I always talk about how you want your lateral brow to be 6 degrees higher than your medial brow. Well, here, when I do it, and you can see because I've done threads on my brow. Do you guys see how it's like in an arched pattern? This side needs a little bit more, but enough about me. This eye is like straight, so she does it like, let me see, like this. That would be like the fox eye. So you can see, guys, just from the placement of her brows, look at like what a difference. So when I talk about doing brow threads, it's really like makes such a difference, the placement of your brows. As we go down her face, we look at her nose, and so clearly she's had a rhinoplasty. Like, come on. Well, a lot of people are saying these are filters or Facetune. No, this is surgery. Clear, in her before picture, it's wider. She kind of has like a little bit of a hook here, not in a bad way, just like that's just natural for her. And then in her after picture, she has the sloped nose with the tip raised, like 1000%. We're not even questioning that. In her before picture, you guys, her cheeks, so she has like this nice plump face, and this is like a baby face, right? Like she has like her baby fat. It just looks like she's lost a lot of weight in her after picture. And you can definitely see that when we're getting to her lower face. You guys see how like she has her upper face and her lower cheek kind of go in as one. She doesn't really have that defining cheekbone here. And in her after picture, it's like very distinct, model-esque. You know, she has her cheek, and then you can see the definition of her lower face. And then as we go down the face, we can see her lips. She's clearly had lip filler, no question about that. And a lot of you guys tell me to talk about veneers. I'm not a dentist, but we can see she's had veneers. And then going down to her lower face, her chin, you guys. So see how this is like a well-defined chin. It's a little, like, I always talk about how I don't like pointy chins. I also don't like square chins. But you can see she has like a more rounded chin in her before picture, and it's like a complete square in her after picture. So I would actually like smooth that out a little bit. So what would I do? I don't want to say fix, but what would I do differently in her before and after? The fox eye actually, which I'm not a big fan of because I like your brow to look very natural, but it works on her face. It really does. The shape of her eye is very almond. It's a very almond shaped eye, and her brow actually works for the shape of her face. So I actually wouldn't change her brow, which some fox eyes that I see are like, wow, that needs an arch. But in her, it actually doesn't, it works. And here I'm gonna get very meticulous. So you guys see like her eye right here? I would just do like a drop of filler right there and a drop of Botox just to smooth out this kind of like bony look right here. I think the rest of her face looks like nice and softer, but this like stands out to me. So I would those are like 2 drops. I would just fix that. And you guys, although I like her nose in her after picture, what happens as we age, our noses age. So as we age, our noses will get more bony looking. I don't know if you've noticed that with older people. And she accentuated it here, which works while she's young, but as she ages, she might have a problem. So when we're doing this, we're doing it for the long game, right? We're not doing it for the short game. We always have to think of what is gonna happen 5, 10, 20 years down the road and not actually put people in a worse position. And you guys, I recently have seen that people are doing Kybella in the nose to slim it. Okay, don't do that. That is like a terrible, terrible idea. don't do that. I'm not saying that's what she did, but I've seen it on social media recently. Just say no. And then for her lower face, I would actually just soften her chin a little bit, because we don't want this to become more square over time, making her look like more masculine. I would just kind of soften it just a little bit right here. And then I mean, she's gorgeous. Obviously she's gorgeous, but just little tiny tweaks just to make it like look perfect. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know who you want to see next in the comments below.